Hey everybody, it is me. It is Robert. It is now 10 o'clock and a few minutes past. We're a little behind this morning. Had a little meeting that ran over. Welcome. Glad to have you here. We are now on board and ready to go. And we're talking today about Command 101, setting up your profile, setting up your Keller Williams profiles. And so we're going to start by understanding what the three main profiles are that we have to set up in Command. So I'm going to start by showing my screen here, and hopefully there we go. All right. So I'll go ahead and make that a little bit larger for you as well. Yeah, that'll work. So when we come into Command, there's actually two profiles inside of Command that we're going to be talking about, and there's one that is outside of Command. So let's kind of take a look at what we have here. The first profile that we're going to look at is within Command, and it's going to be the profile for your marketing. So we have your marketing profile that we can access within Command. So the marketing profile is your outward facing profile for the public, for any of your marketing that you do, for any of the email campaigns, any of the social media campaigns, any of the paid ads, all of the external advertising that you do, your website, anything that is on your website about the contact me information or the about me on your website. That is all coming from the marketing profile inside of Command. So let's take a look at that. And by the way, up here in the upper right-hand corner, you see that my profile has Robert Vincent here with my little picture. It's not my picture, it's a picture in this corner. And this is the profile that we're talking about. This here is what's coming from the marketing profile. So if I click on this button up here in the top right, you can see that when I pull this down, there's my image here and there's my name. And down below here, don't worry about the profile option here just yet, because we're going to be talking about that one in just a moment. What we need to do is focus on the marketing profile. So I'm going to show you that now. So I'll click on Settings. So when the Settings page loads up here, the default view that you're going to see is what we call the Integrations page. Now the Integrations page is the information that is about all of the programs or all of the connections that you've made to plugins basically that you have available to jump into Command. So on the right hand side here are all those plugins. On the left side here, there's a menu. And on this menu, we're looking for the Connect Settings. And when we click on Connect Settings, we're going to see that we have the first option is our marketing profile. So let's take a look at our marketing profile and see what we see. All right. Now, when we open up the marketing profile, and I'm just going to kind of repeat how I got here. I went to the profile icon, and then I chose Settings, and then from Settings over to Connect Settings, and then Marketing Profile. Okay. So here you can see a little description of what the marketing profile is. And what it is the creating a marketing content. It'll be made easier and faster using this tool. So the information that's here will be reused on different materials. Now the data is automatically taken from your profile. So anything that we create for marketing purposes, whether it be web pages or anything like that, it's going to pull that information from this page. But you can always edit that information where it's being used later on. But this is the base information. All right, so if we go down a little bit further here, we're going to see that there's a few things we're going to look at. Now I'm going to come back to this use my information to brand my agent site. I'll come back to that a little bit later. So over here, we have a photo. It says that's the first thing that we see here. We says my photo required. So it says this avatar will be the default in all of your marketing materials. Now the image must be a JPEG or a PNG, a PNG file. Just out of curiosity, if anybody knows what PNG stands for, I'll give you 10 bonus points if you can give me the definition of what PNG stands for. Little bonus points. All right. So in here, the size that we require this image to be is 360 by 360. Here's the truth about that, though. As long as the image that you place in here is square, you can use a larger image. It will scale that image down in size as long as it's square. If you look at the image after you've uploaded it into this slot and it's kind of distorted, squished together, either horizontally making you really thin and long or making you, short and squishy, then you've got the wrong dimensions. And what that means is they're not square. So here's a really good, nice, it will be a circular image. So make sure that what you put in there fits within a circular area. Now, you can upload that image from your desktop. You can upload that image very easily, but you will need it to be in a JPEG or a PNG, and it will need to be square at a minimum, okay? All right, so next thing we're going to do here is the team logo. Now, this only applies to you if you are a member of a team. So if you are a member of a team, then you can absolutely, leadership. Okay. So we got PNG. Randy. So we're always here, Randy, on Facebook Live. That's the best thing to remember is we're always on Facebook Live in this room here in the KWCLM group here. That's always. All right. The other choices are to watch us on Zoom. Watch us on kwtechtube.com. And I was made aware of the Zoom information still being in the morning email. We will be changing that so that it reflects accordingly. But you can always find us here in Facebook Live. Okay? All right, so if you're in the team logo here, this is, again, only applies if you're in a team. Same requirements, JPEG or PNG. By the way, portable network graphics is correct. So you've got portable graphics format. It's portable network graphics. So I could not find it. And yeah, Randy, at 10 o'clock, we were running a few minutes behind. That's why I was actually about 5 or 10 minutes behind. We had a meeting, so that's why we were a little bit behind. Sorry about the delay on that this morning. But normally you start right about 10 o'clock. Okay, so these features here, you can add them. Again, you only need the team logo if you are doing a member of a team. As we slide down a little bit further here into the My Details area, you can see here I got my first name, my last name. These are required fields. I have my agent license number. Now, I'm not an agent, so I put just a bunch of zeros in here to hold that place. And check this out. Over here where it says team name, I put in the word menu. You're thinking, what on earth? What does that mean? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you really quickly what that means. I'm going to open up my KW agent site. This is the Keller Williams built-in agent site that I can create for myself as an agent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here once again. Here is the word under team. It says menu. But if I now open up my agent site, this is what this is referring to. That word menu shows up as the navigation tool or the navigation label on your website. Now you can put your team name in here. You can pretty much put anything you want in here and it's going to show up there. So if I come back over here, for a while I had Robert Vincent in here, and that was when I saved that. I'll just jump down here really quick and show you really quick. Jump over to the website. I'll refresh the website and you'll see that whatever name you place in that team area is going to be the name of your menu here, your drop down. It's kind of a cool little feature, which means that you can always go here and modify that if you want to. But again, that setting is on the marketing profile and it is going to be underneath the team field on the My Details area. Okay. All right. So we go down a little bit further here and we see your professional job title, Marketing Center Technical Trainer. That's what I am. So if I print out anything that has Market Center Technical Trainer on it, or if I have anything that I print that has my professional job title, I should say, then Market Center Technical Trainer will show up. My designations and credentials, I am the boss man. Just put that in there for fun. And this is because I don't have any designations or credentials. I'm not a commercial real estate agent, blah, blah, blah. So I put that in there just for fun so that we can always see it whenever it's used. That's the information that will be pulled. Now, the bio area, the biography area here, one of the things that I'm going to do is look on this to show you a descriptor here. It says this bio will be used when you are found via an agent search on kw.com or your Market Center site. This bio is the warm fluffies that you want to be putting out there for people that are your potential contacts, the people who are your potential clients. So make it warm and fuzzy. Don't make it a resume. Make it something where you're talking about your real estate love and passion and how you can help them. All right. So this is a short little bio that I put in here, and this will appear on your website under the About Me page as well. So of course you can add in more information in here if you'd like. Okay. But don't make it too long, because too long can be a little bit too much. Okay. Down a little bit further here, we have the mobile phone number, and we have the office phone number. And if you still have a fax number, you can use that as well. And I have my email address down here and my website. Now, my website specifically here is the one that I showed you a moment ago. This is the kwtechtv.kw.com. All of our websites that are agent sites that are hosted by Keller Williams end in .kw.com. So if you are building a site, you got to keep in mind that it will always end with .kw.com. So that agent site here, I've placed that in my site section. Now, if you don't have your site built yet, it's kind of a chicken and the egg kind of thing. If you haven't built your website yet, then you don't have that to put in here. But after you've built your site and given it a name, you can always come back here and update that site information. A little bit further down here, we have the Market Center brokerage information. So the Market Center brokerage logo, you'll need to put the logo for the KW Market Center for, in this case, 463. And this one also needs to be formatted as a JPEG or PNG and 360 by 360 or just square. Keep that in mind as you're building this and putting that image in there. You will probably see a lot of different images in the section for images on the Google Drive. And if that's the case, make sure you pick a square one so that it looks good on the pages. Okay. On the right-hand side, the Market Center brokerage name. Look at all of the red stars here. We need all this information. Pay close attention to this. As a matter of fact, it looks like I've got things, this is actually a good example. I've got the Suite 201 here under the city name, state, and province the code here. That actually should be up here under the street address. And then the Portsmouth, New Hampshire is just the one down below. Okay. Now, if you have the brokerage license number, which is also a number that you can get from the Market Center itself, you can put that Market Center brokerage license number here. My Market Center is 463. That's the Market Center number, but they're looking for the brokerage license number there. All right, so we go down a little bit further here. In the compliance area, this is a legal text that we need to have for each of the media that we produce, any of the marketing that we produce. The default text here, well, there is no text when you open it up for the first time. But when you go in here, each office is independently owned and operated, is the legal footer text that you will need to have in here. Before you commit to just that statement there, make sure that you check with compliance to make sure that you have the right information that is for your legal footer text. It's just an email away, and you'll always be able to get that from the Market Center. Okay, down a little bit further here, we do not use this in New Hampshire, the legal footer links or the images here. You don't need to put anything for another link or for a legal footer image. You don't need to put that in here for New Hampshire, so you should be okay there. Coming down a little bit further, these are optional sections for your social media connections. Now, before I go into this, I'm going to show you back to the web page for the home page that I've created. And when I go to the menu, at the top right, you see here that as I drop it down, there's a bunch of the pages that I've built that are on the website itself. But down at the very bottom, underneath that little dividing line, is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So these are my social links that automatically light up on this page when you have values in these boxes. Now, if I took one of these out, then that would remove it automatically from the menu over here on my page. So if you don't have any of those things, leave them blank, and they will be blank, or they won't even show up on your website, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. If you do have them, remember, this is your business links. You don't want to put your personal pages here. You want to put your business links. Okay. As a matter of fact, it looks like, yeah, I got the right one there. My MCTT463, .463 is my Instagram page. Okay. If I come down a little bit further past the social and optional ones there is the Facebook Pixel and ads. If you're not familiar with Facebook Pixel, number one, you should definitely Google it and check it out. It is a service from Facebook that is essentially going to create more targeted marketing so that your ads that you purchase on Facebook are going to go more closely to the right people. So it will help you target your audience better if you develop a Facebook Pixel ID and kind of tell Facebook who your perfect customer is. Now, there are a lot of things online that you can do to find out more about that, and you can also reach out to Alana Babineau, our marketing guru here, and she can help you out with understanding more about Facebook Pixel, and if necessary, she can actually set that up for you. Down here under Google Analytics, this analytics, it's not tied into your advertising. So I want to make sure that we understand what this is. Randy, great question. Is this profile for internal use? No, this profile is outward facing. And that's evidence here when we go to our website and we look at the kwtechtv.kw.com. This will be effectively your agent site. This is the information that is going to be outward facing for your consumers, whether it be the website, whether it be any marketing, if you're doing an email campaign, if you're doing a social campaign for paid, or even just doing a social campaign for posting. So this is external facing. People in the real world outside of the KW walls will see this. Well, they're not going to see this Google Analytics ID. But what this is the analytics part of Google's tool here. If you've built your web page, here's my web page. Okay, so if you have built your web page and you have an analytics ID, a Google Analytics ID, which is free to get, if you put that number here in this dialog box, then any traffic that goes to your web page will be kind of picked up by the analytics code that is used. You don't have to do anything more than put that code in that slot in the marketing profile. And you can then log into your Google Analytics page later on and start to look at the type of traffic that is hitting your website, including demographics, site visitors, usage, all that stuff. It's all based on your website tracking. So this is not an advertising tool, all right? So I want to kind of stress that although the Facebook Pixel up here is designed to help you target Facebook ads better, the Google Analytics here is designed to monitor your traffic to your website so you have a better handle on the demographics of the people who are visiting the site. Okay, so pause there for a quick second because there is another Google tool that does help you with your advertising. Now, I don't normally mix these two together, so make sure that you keep these two separate in when we talk about them here. But if we come over here and we're going to go back to our settings main page, which is all of our integrations here, if I slide down on my integrations, you're going to see way downish towards the bottom here, one of the things that we have is Google AdWords. And I don't have an AdWords account, nor do I have it connected. But AdWords are how you can target market your advertising a little bit better with Google's tools, not to be confused with Facebook's Pixel. Same kind of thing, but different marketing tools. Okay. Do we have to use the Portsmouth address for this profile? Can we use our actual office location? Great question. If you are not at the Portsmouth office, if you're out of Meredith, if you're out of Dover, if you're out of Wells or Kittery, then use the office location. Very good question. Thank you for that, Randy. That is a good one. So if I come back down here to look at the office location, this information is definitely a where you are out of location. So keep that in mind. Oh, actually, you know what? Brokerage, street address, brokerage office phone number. I'm going to say that run that through compliance at the end of the day, but I've seen people put in the address here for their offices where they're actually held. Now, of course, you don't want to put anything personal here. This needs to be your office where your license is hanging. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of all the way down to the bottom of the marketing profile here in Command. So again, to reiterate, the marketing profile is an outward-facing profile that is used for any of the marketing. And the best example here is it's used to build your website. If I go to the About Me page, this is here. This is the marketing profile. Now, I did modify my let's see, do I have that the same thing as I said before in here? What do I have here? Awesome training, professional development. Really just ask me, and you can see that that is reflected on my About Me page on my website. Okay. My phone number and contact information is also coming from the marketing profile. Okay, so now that we understand what the marketing profile is, how do you get to the website page? Randy, the website page that you're looking at here was something that I built using the KW internal tools. Just as a reference, if you're playing along at home and you want to find out if you've built a website yet, you can come down in Command and go down to the very bottom on the left-hand side and click on Consumer. If you click on the Consumer area and it says you have not set up a web page yet, then you don't have a website yet. And it's kind of like this, again, cart before the horse. You want to build the marketing profile to the specifications that you need before you build the website, because if you do this first, it's not going to have the marketing information, and it actually won't let you build the website until you finish your marketing profile. So if you do see this blank here, there will be a button to configure my site or to begin the process of building your site. Now, we do have classes on that, and in the Facebook group library, there is a link to one of those classes. And if you'd like, I can get you a link to one of the classes that we've done recently to show you how to build your Facebook website from the ground up. I believe we're going to be covering that again this month in the Command 101. So, okay. So your site is configured. Excellent. Remember, Randy, the site configured is based on the information on the marketing profile. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this one more time here. I'm going to kind of give you a 10-cent review. The settings area of your profile icon, is going to take you to your marketing profile. And it's under Connect Settings, Marketing Profile. So what is this other one here that when you go up to that profile picture, it says profile? What is that? Well, this is the second profile that we're going to be talking about today. So the first one was the marketing profile, and that's the one that is used for all your marketing purposes. This one here, this profile, I'm going to go ahead and click on this now, is going to take me to Connect. Now, what is Connect? Well, here is my Connect profile, and let's talk about this a little bit. The Connect area of Command is an area where agents connect with each other. Agents connect with agents. So what we're looking at here is a directory of all of the agents in our market center and our region. So if we want to connect with someone in our market center or in our region, we can search for anyone in the Connect area. And this is what it's going to look like when we find their profile. So I'll slide down a little bit past here. By the way, this is my current layer. This is where I am. That's a screenshot of my controls behind me here that I have. And I'm actually monitoring a couple of Rebel bases as we speak here. As we come down a little bit further here, and you can see that my winter beard, I've got to go ahead and get that picture replaced here. You can change this at any time, your profile picture or the banner picture across the top, and you can edit your profile. This profile is going to be visible to all other agents in your market center and in your region. In this case, the New England region and our market center of 463. So the information that's in here, we can edit that by clicking this Edit Profile. So as you can see here, we have some of the similar type of fields that we had when we were looking at our marketing profile. The difference is here that we want this information to be considered. We want to think about other agents. When we write our bio for this, which is a different configuration on the right, when we look at the bio area, we want to make sure that we let people know as agents how to contact us. This is where you want to kind of boast your agent skills. If you're a new agent, say you're a new agent, you've recently joined and you want to start working with other agents, and you talk about your tenacity or your love for this industry, something to get people to kind of be aware of you and aware of what you can offer as an agent. So we got a question here. Do you recommend writing all our profiles in the first person or third person like you see when writing a resume? That's a tough one. I'm going to kind of tell you that I see a mix. I see a mix of the different ones when I am working with different agents. I don't think I would particularly recommend a style. I think you should write in what you're comfortable with. And I'm going to show you in a moment some of the other agents' profiles in Connect that might help you make that decision. But I think it's kind of going to be a choice for you there. So you can see down here, I have not added my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google, blah, blah, blah. I haven't added these here yet, but I really should if I wanted to, again, reach out to more people and have different ways for people to view the things that I'm involved in here. Now, down at the bottom here, there's a couple of things that are really, really important. And this is one of the other major reasons why this profile exists. Just to kind of reconnect with you, we are on the Connect profile, and we're editing the Connect profile. One of the major reasons for this Connect profile is the referral network. And the referral network is all of the Keller Williams agents that are in this network that you can connect with and refer to and from. If you do not check this, you are not going to be visible to other agents to be referred to. So they won't find you if they're looking for somebody to refer a transaction to. So you definitely want to keep this open and in. And I'm going to show you in a moment how this kind of ties in. So we got two things that we're going to look at for tying in: the bio and the referral network. Now down below here, as a new agent, you might want to consider what information you want to show on this Connect profile. Do you want to show your closed units, listings sold, buys, sales, leases, even your time with KW? Do you want to show that information, yes or no? And that's kind of self-explanatory, but I will show you here where that information is visible. So I'm going to click on Save Changes. And when we look at the profile again here, up across the top, we see it says Main. There's tabs here, Main and Posts. If you had included units sold, units bought, all that different stuff, that information would appear here underneath the header to the right of your picture. The bio appears on the right-hand side, and my years with KW, I'm coming up, it's going to be October 30th or something like that. I'm going to finally pass 1 year, so I'll be a little baby here, and I'll be able to put a one. It'll actually automatically calculate years with KW. It'll flip over to 1. Here is my roles: market center manager. I'm not really a manager, it's just one of the roles that I have. KW agent, not really an agent, but it's in here so that you can see it. MC site admin and team leader rainmaker, and then my quid and contact information here, and my service areas as well. All right, so all of that information was available and editable. Now over here, if you go to your posts section, you can actually post some information. So this is, if you want to create a post here, you can absolutely do that. Not from this page here, you actually create it from the main page in Connect. The main page in Connect, you say? Well, what's the main page in Connect? So I'll come back over here and click on Connect. Instead of looking at my profile, we're going to look at the Connect applet, if you will, the whole thing. So here's where it says share something with your group, and I can actually put something in here as a post. I can include images, I can post it to the group, I can post it to the region, so whichever one I want to do. So these posts that are down here, like Heidi Nottinson, she is posting to the New England region a ready to move in a little piece here for a piece of property she's got. Same thing here for Melissa Coate. She has you're invited to an open house. And if you wanted to, we could actually see Melissa's profile by clicking on Melissa here. And I'm going to do that so that you can see what somebody else's profile looks like. So I'll click on Melissa. And Melissa's using a background picture here. Her headshot is over here on the left. Remember what I was saying about the units closed, sold, and buy sales. She is showing this information here, and it is visible to other agents. This is only visible to agents. Down on the left-hand side, she's got her contact information, plus she has 3 links, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And if I put those links in mine, you'd see those icons as well. Service areas include Nashua, Merrimack, Hudson, so all of the service areas that she works in. And here's her bio on the right. So take a look at this. This is written in the third person. So this one here is being a lifelong resident of New Hampshire. Melissa is a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. So this gives you one example. Now, this is a pretty thorough bio. So she's giving a lot of information. This information really is talking to other agents. So keep in mind that it looks like she's got a little bit of stuff here that's kind of public facing. If you are considering the sale of your home as a realtor, she will do the market analysis. So this actually kind of like is in between bio, where she's talking to agents to tell them that her processes are X, and she's also giving a little bit of consumer information, how she would approach a consumer. So this is a good one and something to take a look at. And of course, you have your phone. She put her phone number at the bottom, and she has her phone number here. Now, let's go back to the main Connect page one more time. As I mentioned, the Connect area has two sets of, we'll call them groups. Well, because they are groups. The Keller Williams Coastal Lakes and Mountains group and the New England Region group. I'll start here locally with the Keller Williams Coastal Lakes and Mountains Realty group. There's 945 members in this group. And in this group, we have a feed that is going to be showing people in this group can post feeds into this as like a little bit of a private Facebook group. This is just for us internally. So much of the stuff you're going to be seeing here is coming soons and listings and open houses and things like that. So keep that in mind. And looks like Randy has been hard at work here. Randy, what's up? So if we click on Randy, we go into Randy's profile. And here he is. Hey, I know that guy. So Randy here, you got your information, your KW agent. We got your email, your phone number. You got all your stuff in here. Good job. You got your service areas. Look at that. Thorough and complete, showing all the different service areas. You got your bio here. And it says in the first person, my career in real estate beginning with 93 for a major Tennessee daily newspaper. Tennessee. Nice. All right. I haven't been there in years. So travel and fascination for the unfamiliar actually ignited my passion for it. I love this. This is really good. So working as a Barbara Mandrell's bassist. Now you've got me intrigued here. So this is really cool. It is a nice bio here that gives people a little bit about you. And again, this is really nice to have that so that people connect with you a little bit. And Elizabeth, I totally agree with you. This looks great. Very well written, very well executed. I wouldn't say anything here. This is great. Okay. All right. So Randy, you got a nice little bio here. You of course change your background if you want. You can change your picture. You can do that. I like that you put your phone number in the actual bio itself. Or not the bio, into the profile itself. Good job. Okay. So we can connect with anybody here. Let me go back to this front page here one more time. I'll go back into the group, and I want to show you that you can do searches for any members of our Keller Williams, in this case, our Keller Williams local group. So we have the feed here showing some information. We have our members list. And on the members list, you can search for anyone. So if we come in here and we go ahead and type in Lizbeth and we hit enter, we have Lizbeth, and we'll find her once again here. There she is. And Lizbeth is going to be right here. So she has her information. Great job, Lizbeth. And you've got your bio that you want to start filling out, adding your service areas. And now that we've done a little bit here, don't giggle. You knew this was coming. Are you frantically editing it right now is the question that I have for you. Take a cue from some of the things that you see in here. Poke around, look at some of the people's information, see what they're putting in there. Now, we now know about the bios. We now know about these 2 out of 3 profiles that we've been talking about, maybe. Since we have 2 out of 3, let's talk about this one just a little bit more, because the connection here to the referrals network. We mentioned that when we were looking at the bio itself. So I'm going to go back to command here for a moment, and I want to show you why the connect profile is so important. In command, on the left-hand side here, now I'm back in command, I've left the connect area, and I'm looking here now, and I want to go to the referrals section of command. In the referrals section of command, this is the referrals dashboard, and here is your network of people that you have built. So you can go directly to my network and see all of the people in your network, and you can connect with people to grow your network. Now, when we're talking about growing your network, or when we're talking about your network, the bios that you're going to see for the people that are in your network, when you click on this in the area for the real estate agent, it's going to take you, you guessed it, to Connect, and it's going to show you their information inside of Connect so that you can see about that agent. So we are literally talking about what the real referral network uses for information about you as an agent to grow your network. So the more you build out your bio, the more you'll be appealing, and hopefully appealing to other people in any area when they're looking for an agent. So when we go over here and we want to grow our network, so if I go here to the Grow My Network button, and I'm going to do this to show you what happens in the map area. So if I look in the map area and I say that I want to look in production, and I want to kind of jump over to, I'm just doing this very quickly here. I jump into the Portsmouth area, and I say, okay, here is the Portsmouth area, and I want to connect with somebody here, and maybe I want to connect with Lizbeth, Lizbeth, and I'm going to get, possibly, I'll have to go to the Market Center. Don't worry if you don't see your name right away. Don't worry. We're going to find you. All right. There she is. So what I did differently was I went from just searching for production to people in the marketplace or the Market Center. So here is Lizbeth. Now, if I click on your name right now, then I'm going to go to your bio. This is going to take me back to that page. But if I want to connect with you, I don't have a referral for you today, but if I want to connect with you as growing my network, I can click on this button on the right-hand side. This is the Add People button. If I had a referral, I could click on the Add Referral here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect with you. All right, so this is going to send a personal message. Hey, let's connect. Okay, there we go. Nice and simple. Now, of course, these can be rejected or you can just ignore them. That's fine. Now, when this referral goes out, you, Lizbeth, you're going to be receiving this. I don't know if it's instantaneous or if it takes maybe a few minutes, but I can also look in here and search for Randy. So Randy, and there's Randy Hillman, and I'm going to go and connect with Randy as well. So, hey, let's connect. Connect. There we go. Send an invitation. So now when you guys accept those invitations, should you choose to accept them, when you go back to my network, you will now see that those people have been added to your network. So I do this all the time to show people that it's really easy to grow your network. So we've got an email that was sent out, and if you click on that email, and when you receive it, it's going to take you to like a public page. It's not public, it's actually private, but it's going to take you to a page that looks a little bit different than command, but it's kind of like a sub page. And you'll have some information there, and you can look at it and make your choice on whether you accept that, that network growth. here's the deal with this. Remember, people are going to see your profile in here. So whatever you put in the profile for your Connect, they're going to see. It's also going to help you build your network of agents so that you can literally become the agent of knowledge, the agent of expertise in anything. So if you say, I need to connect with some people in Florida because a lot of the people in New England tend to move to Florida. So you find the hot spots in Florida and you connect with agents down there. And so what happens is you're at an event somewhere and somebody says, yeah, I've been thinking about moving down to Florida. You can go, I've got an agent for you in Florida, and you make a referral fee. I can't imagine anything easier, frankly. I've got an agent in X. I've got an agent in California. I've got an agent in Texas. If you grow your network, you will always have at the tip of your tongue that information, and the information is inside Command, and you can just go in here and boom, send it right out and say, hey, Becky, I got a contact for you that's thinking about moving to Florida in your neighborhood. Great. So those are the two main profiles. Now, if you were watching this morning in the agent orientation, one of the things that Brittany has been talking about is the third of our how do we put our referral network on a campaign? That's a very, very good question. Well, you can use tags here to tag people, and you can also add these people to your database. Now, these people are in my database already, so I can't kind of give you an example there. But what you can do is say, okay, so now that you have the information, you can add those people to your database, tag them as agents in your referral network, and build a campaign around it. The connection here in the My Network does not automatically add them to your database, so you'll have to do that. Okay, good question. All right, so the last profile, that is going to be the mykw.kw.com. So mykw.kw.com. There we go. So this is what we call the White Pages profile. So when you come in here, and I'm going to spend a little bit less time on this because we're coming up on the time here. But as was discussed in the new agent orientation this morning and is still going on all day, when you come into MyKW, you can go into your profile. Now you can see my profile completeness is 94%. I have made sure that I have put as much information as I have into this. But what is this profile? Well, the mykw.kw.com homepage is our corporate intranet. And so what that means is we're talking about your profile for the company of Keller Williams. Anyone in the world can search for you and they can find your name here and they can look at your profile. So the information that you put into this profile is going to be Keller Williams facing. So you want to keep that in mind, that this information is going to be visible to Keller Williams across the board, whether they be leadership, executive teams down in Texas, whatever. So when we come in here and look at this profile, we have the same things that we have in many of the other profiles. We can add our picture. We can put our name and our information here. Do not put personal information here. This is a business profile. So make sure you do not have your home address in here. Unless you want your home phone number in here, put in your business line. Okay, it could be the same. The more information you fill out down through here, the better. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of scoot down to the bottom here to get to the really important stuff and just kind of review with you the main thing down at the bottom, which is your email addresses. There are two email addresses here. One is your recovery email address, and one is your email address for the for KW. So you'll want to make sure that you update this address with your KW email. I hear a lot of people saying, Robert, I don't use my KW email. I get it. You want the public or your customers and your contacts to use your my cool email address at mybusiness.com. Fine. This is the KW platform that we're talking about inside this mykw.com, mykw.kw.com. We want to have the KW email in here because that's the email that we use internally for communication purposes. And you want to make sure that you always check that email. So my email is KWCLM for the Coastal Lakes and Mountains. But if I had the KW, which I do have a KW, I would put that in here, even if I use a different one as my main form of communications for customers. We want to keep your KW email in here. All right. So just keep that in mind. The rest of this information you can go through, and wherever necessary, go ahead and edit that. Just be sure that when you're done, you come down to the bottom here and click save. So you might see that I spent a little bit less time on this one here. This one is fairly self-explanatory because we're keeping in mind that this is the corporate kind of directory for all members of the organization, not necessarily members of a particular team or market center or whatever. This is the big bad boy here, okay? So that, again, is on the mykw.kw.com. So we have the 3 profiles that we've discussed here today. The Market Center profile, which faces customers and is going to be used in any of your marketing and on your consumer website and all of the things that are client-facing. Your KW Connect profile, which is really based around the internal network of agents to kind of communicate and also to refer back and forth. So very, very important to get that looking the way you want it to. And then finally, the mykw.kw.com profile, which is the corporate profile. So that one can be a little bit more dry if you want to say so. That one is just really more of a contact-based, who is this person in the organization. Okay, so there's all 3 of your KW profiles. Remember, each one of these connects to different things inside the ecosystem here. You know, the consumer profile, the marketing profile connects to your web page, and also it has to do with your consumer app that people can download. So those are the kind of things. If you have any questions about anything that we've covered here today, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at robert.vincent@kwclm. You can book time with me at timewithrobert.com. Now, the Zoom room is only used now for the one-on-one meetings that we have. So when you see that Zoom room here, right now that's only used for the one-on-ones. The YouTube live streams are kwtechtube.com, and the Facebook live streams are at facebook.com/groups/kwclm. And that's where we hold those live classes now. You can see, obviously, that we encourage people to come in and make some comments here. Elizabeth, thank you very much. I am the best. I know. What can I say? No, I'm not supposed to be that humble. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so this afternoon, we're going to be doing your first Facebook business page. So creating your Facebook business page at 2 o'clock right here at the Facebook KWCLM page and also on the YouTube page. So we'll hopefully see you there. And I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we will talk to you later on.